The film begins with a shot inside a car. It is spring 1997. A 21-year-old boy named Jin Suk is sitting in the back seat, leaning his head against the window. Jin Suk is kind, intelligent, but extremely sensitive. He suffers from severe anxiety. Next to him sits his older brother, Yoo Suk. In the front seat, their parents are sitting. The father is driving with a smile, while the mother is happy about the major change in their lives. They are moving to a large, two-story villa in a quiet neighborhood. The car stops in front of the new house. A strange feeling rises inside Jin Suk, a vague sense of familiarity, as if he has seen this house before. They begin unloading their belongings. While the workers are moving the furniture, Jin Suk notices something strange on the second floor of the house. At the end of the hallway, there is a room with a completely locked door. The father instructs the family not to go near that room, saying that the previous owner's belongings are stored inside. Jin Suk and his brother Yoo Suk decide to share a larger room on the upper floor, one whose window faces the street and is located right next to that locked room. Night falls. A heavy rain begins to pour. Jin Suk lies on his bed, but because of his illness, he cannot sleep. His brother Yoo Suk, on the opposite bed, is already in a deep sleep. It is past midnight. Amid the sound of wind and rain, Jin Suk suddenly becomes alert. A very faint and unclear sound comes from behind the wall, a sound like a heavy object being dragged across the floor, or like fingernails scraping against a wooden wall. The sound is coming directly from the forbidden, locked room. Jin Suk gets up in fear. He places his bare feet on the cold wooden floor and slowly leaves the room. Stepping into the dark hallway on the second floor, he approaches the locked door. The sound becomes clearer, whispers or weak groans. Jin Suk reaches out his hand. His fingers touch the doorknob. He is about to turn it when suddenly, a hand suddenly lands on Jin Suk's shoulder from behind. Startled, he jumps and turns around. His brother Yoo Suk is standing right there. With his usual calm and reassuring tone, Yoo Suk looks at him and says, "Hey, what are you doing? Didn't Dad tell us not to come here?" Stammering, Jin Suk replies, "But I heard a sound from inside the room. I think someone is in there." Yoo Suk smiles, gently takes his brother's hand and says, "It's nothing. Did you take your medicine? This is an old house." They go down the stairs and head toward the front door, but just as they reach it, Jin Suk reaches into his pocket and realizes he has forgotten his anxiety capsules. Yoo Suk tells him, "You can't go without your pills in this condition. Stay here under the porch. My leg is still hurting, but I'll go upstairs quickly and bring them for you." Yoo Suk walks back toward the stairs, while Jin Suk stands by the front door, staring into the dark, rainy street. Only a few moments later, three men wearing dark raincoats, they rush toward Yoo Suk. Yoo Suk tries to fight back. He punches one of them, but they are physically stronger. They overpower him and force him into the van. Jin Suk freezes in shock. "Hyung!" he screams, running toward the van with all his strength. He reaches it, but the van suddenly speeds off with a loud engine roar. Jin Suk focuses all his attention and manages to memorize the license plate number. So, terrified, he runs back into the house to wake his parents. After that rainy night, the family's life turns into a real nightmare. The police get involved, but everything quickly hits a dead end. Jin Suk gives them the plate number, but after checking the records, they find that no such license plate exists in the system. The detectives begin to think Jin Suk must have misread it due to his anxiety and the trauma of what he saw. Days pass. 1 week, 2 weeks. Roads, hospitals, and security cameras are all checked, but there is no trace of Yoo Suk. Until the 19th day, Yoo Suk returns home. On the surface, he is the same kind and perfect brother as before, but there is one major problem. He remembers nothing from those 19 days. Doctors explain that it is a defensive reaction of the brain called traumatic amnesia, meaning the brain has completely erased the memories of the kidnapping in order to protect itself. Everyone is relieved that he is alive, but for Jin Suk, this is only the beginning of a new nightmare. At first, everything seems to return to normal, but Jin Suk's sensitive mind begins to notice small details, things most people would ignore. One night, Jin Suk lies on the living room couch pretending to be asleep, secretly watching his brother. Yoo Suk is walking completely normally. He grabs his fall jacket and quietly follows him. The alley is dark and empty. Yoo Suk walks with long, steady steps, while Jin Suk hides, keeping his distance. The chase continues for several minutes until Yoo Suk enters a dead-end alley. Jin Suk hides behind a wall and slowly peeks out. What he sees completely destroys everything he believed about his brother. Yoo Suk, the polite, studious, perfect son, is now smoking a cigar. His tone is rough, cold, and aggressive. Two large, criminal-looking men stand in front of him, and Yoo Suk is giving them orders like a boss. Jin Suk covers his mouth in terror. He slowly steps back, then runs home as fast as he can. "Mom, I need to tell you something very important about my brother." His mother stops and looks at him with concern. "What is it, my son?" Jin Suk tells her everything from the night before. How Yu Suk walked normally, how he smoked, and how he was meeting criminals. His mother's expression becomes serious. She holds his hand and says, "Are you sure you took your medicine on time? Maybe you had another nightmare." "No, Mom," Jin Suk shouts. "I was awake. That's not my brother. He's a stranger." His mother calms him down and says, "All right, we'll talk to your father and figure this out. You go rest." But that night, Jin Suk wakes up again to whispering sounds. The sound is coming from the balcony. He quietly gets out of bed and hides behind a curtain. The balcony door is slightly open. His mother is standing there, holding a mobile phone, something far too advanced and unusual for 1997. Jin Suk listens. Her voice is no longer warm. It is cold, flat, and calculated. "Yes, the boy has figured it out. He followed you last night and told me everything this morning. I think the medication is no longer working and his memory is coming back. We need to finish this quickly before everything is exposed." Jin Suk's mind collapses. His mother? His kind mother is talking to someone like this? What medication is she talking about? What kind of house is this? Who are these people? Jin Suk realizes that if he stays one minuter, he will die. He silently opens the window, steps onto the narrow roof edge, and escapes into the rainy night. He runs through the darkness with all his strength. Rain lashes his face. He has no shoes. His bare feet bleed on the cold, wet asphalt. But he doesn't stop. He is only trying to escape the cursed house and the two strangers who replaced his parents. Ahead, blue and red lights break through the night. A police station. He throws himself inside. Jin Suk cries out, "Help me! My family. They're not my family. They want to kill me. Someone replaced my brother. My parents are plotting against me." The officer, thinking he is dealing with a drug addict or a mentally unstable man, "First, fill this form so we can register your details." With shaking hands, Jin Suk writes, "Name, Lee Jin Suk. Age, 21. Year of birth, 1976. The officer takes the paper, then his expression changes from confusion to mockery. "Kid, are you joking with the police? If you were born in 1976, how are you 21 years old?" Jin Suk screams, confused and furious. "Of course, don't you know math? It's 1997. The officer goes silent for a few seconds. Then he says coldly, "Look at yourself. Do you look 21 to you?" Jin Suk looks into the mirror and freezes. The face staring back is not a young 21-year-old. It is the face of a middle-aged man, weathered, exhausted, with gray hair, deep wrinkles, and tired eyes. A man in his late 40s, not a young student. Jin Suk pushes the mirror away, thinking it's a trick. He turns and looks at the wall. A large calendar hangs there. Bold letters read, year 2017. The radio is broadcasting modern news. Officers are using smartphones. Time has collapsed. 20 years of his life have vanished, and he remembers nothing. Jin Suk is taken back to the same house. But this time, everything has changed. The beautiful villa now looks like a dark, abandoned theater set. Cold, empty, and decayed. Yu Suk steps forward. His left leg is completely fine now. He lights a cigarette. With a cold, merciless tone, he says, "So, you finally realized it's not 1997, didn't you?" "Yes, you are 41 years old now." Jin Suk cries out, "Who are you people? Where's my mother? Where's my brother? What did you do to me?" Yu Suk smirks bitterly. "We are not your family. The old man and woman you saw were actors hired by a detective group. This entire house, the furniture, the sounds you heard, even the capsules we gave you as medicine, it was all part of a plan. Those capsules weren't medicine. They were hallucinogens and sedatives designed to weaken your mind. Using hypnosis in this environment, we pushed your brain 20 years back so you would believe it was still 1997. Jin Suk sobs. Why would you do this to me?" Yu Suk leans closer. His eyes are filled with rage and tears. "Because 20 years ago, in 1997, you committed a horrific crime. You murdered 2 people. But after that night, your mind built a defense wall and erased everything. The police couldn't find evidence because you genuinely remembered nothing. So we created this psychological experiment. We rebuilt your memories and brought you back to the original location." He adds coldly, "You know why that room was locked? It wasn't because the previous owner left their belongings there. That room was the exact crime scene. You butchered a mother and her daughter in that very room. We locked it so you wouldn't be shocked before your memory fully returned. Now it's time to confess." At those words, something deep inside Jin Suk's mind fractures. A lightning strike of memory tears through the darkness. The sealed wall in his mind cracks, and a flood of blood-soaked memories from 1997 rushes in. Everything collapses. Time rewinds. Now we are in the real year, 1997. Weeks before that night, Jin Suk's real family is involved in a horrific car accident on a dark road. His parents die instantly. His brother Yu Suk is critically injured and falls into a coma in the hospital. Doctors give Jin Suk a devastating ultimatum. "Your brother needs an urgent, complex surgery. It is very expensive. If you can't arrange the money within a few days, he will die." But it is the 1997 Asian financial crisis. Companies are collapsing. People are losing everything. Jin Suk has no money at all. He begs, he pleads, he kneels in front of relatives and friends, but no one can help him. His beloved brother is slowly dying in front of his eyes. One night, exhausted and broken, Jin Suk sits beside his brother's hospital bed. He enters an anonymous online chat room, searching desperately for help. Then a message arrives from an unknown user. I will fully pay for your brother's surgery in cash, but you must do something for me. Go to this address and kill the woman living there. Jin Suk freezes. He was a simple student. He had never harmed even an insect. He rejects the offer. But the next morning, his brother's condition worsens. Machines begin to scream with alarms. In desperation and madness, Jin Suk returns to the computer and replies, I accept, but only the woman. The children must not be harmed. The money is transferred to the hospital. There is no turning back. His soul is sold. Jin Suk takes a kitchen knife, puts on a hooded raincoat, and enters the villa. He climbs the stairs and enters the bedroom on the second floor. A middle-aged woman sleeps peacefully. He stands over her, shaking violently, tears streaming down his face. I can't. I'm not a killer. He lowers the knife and turns to leave. But as he steps back, his foot hits a small table. A glass vase shatters loudly. A teenage girl wakes up screaming. The mother wakes up in panic. In chaos, darkness, and fear, everything collapses. The mother rushes toward him. Jin Suk's mind breaks completely. A violent psychological seizure takes over. He loses control. In a frenzy of panic and madness, he swings the knife. And in a matter of seconds, both the mother and daughter are brutally killed. When the storm of madness finally settles, Jin Suk comes back to his senses. He looks at his hands. Blood is dripping all the way down to his wrists. He slowly turns his gaze toward the bodies of the mother and daughter lying on the floor. Shock turns into unbearable guilt. He breaks down completely, crying and sobbing uncontrollably. Suddenly, a faint sound comes from a dark corner of the room. Jin Suk turns his head. A small boy, no more than 7 or 8 years old, is hiding behind a cabinet. Jin Suk remembers his promise. The children were not supposed to be harmed. With trembling legs, he walks toward the boy. He raises his blood-covered hand to cover the child's eyes, blocking the horrific scene. With a shaking, broken voice, he pleads, please, close your eyes, count to 100, don't look back, just count. The boy begins counting. 1, 2, 3, and Jin Suk, drenched in blood, runs out of the house. With his memories now fully restored, Jin Suk remembers where he was supposed to go next. To the rooftop of the same hospital where his brother was hospitalized. That was the meeting point with the anonymous online contact. He waits on the rooftop. Then he sees him. His eyes widen in shock. The anonymous user was never a stranger. It is the hospital director and his brother's attending physician. The doctor grabs Jin Suk by the collar and screams, I told you to kill only the woman. Why did you kill my daughter? The doctor, having learned of his daughter's death, loses his sanity completely. The horrifying truth is revealed. Due to the 1997 financial crisis, the doctor had gone bankrupt. In order to collect his wife's life insurance money and save himself, he had planned his wife's murder. Jin Suk was simply a tool in that plan, but he never expected his own daughter to be killed as well. The doctor, consumed by rage, attacks Jin Suk, trying to strangle him. They struggle on the slick, rain-soaked rooftop of the hospital. During the fight, the doctor slips, loses his balance, and falls from the edge of the building, dying instantly on impact. Days later, Jin Suk's real brother also dies in the hospital. Within a few days, Jin Suk loses everything. To escape the unbearable weight of guilt and trauma, his mind builds a psychological wall and erases all memories of the event completely. Now, back in the present, Jin Suk sits on the chair, tears streaming down his face like a flood. In front of him stands Yusuk, the fake brother, the boy who survived that night. He was the child hiding in the closet. After the death of his mother and sister and his father's fall from the rooftop, he was left completely alone. His life was destroyed. For 20 years, he lived with hatred, obsession, and ruin, searching for the man who destroyed his family. Now grown into a hardened, criminal man, Yusuk holds a syringe filled with lethal poison. He presses it toward Jin Suk's neck, his eyes filled with tears and rage. His voice trembles as he screams, I built this entire game for one reason. Tell me the truth. Did my father have anything to do with this? Did he order my mother's murder? Or did you destroy my family just for money? Jin Suk looks into the eyes of the young man in front of him, the boy whose life he destroyed 20 years ago. He knows that if he tells the truth, it will shatter what remains of this man's world. Learning that your own father was involved in your mother's murder is a pain beyond imagination. So Jin Suk makes his final choice, perhaps his last act of atonement. He turns to Yusuk, gives a bitter, broken smile, and and says, "No, your father had nothing to do with it. I am the killer. I did everything alone. I planned it all for money, and I murdered your family." The moment Yoo-suk hears this, it feels like his entire world collapses. The foundation he built his life on disappears instantly. The revenge he spent 20 years preparing for suddenly becomes meaningless. There is no purpose left, no direction, no future. Yoo-suk drops the syringe. He runs toward the open hospital window. Without hesitation, he throws himself out of it, ending his life in an instant. The room falls silent. Jin-suk is left alone. He slowly walks toward the fallen syringe on the floor. He picks it up, now carrying the unbearable weight of truth, guilt, and 2 broken lives. He injects the poison into himself. He leans back into the chair, his eyes slowly close, this time forever. Then everything fades.